sometimes you have to sell them what they want, but give them what they need. I got to see things. I got to work with vendors, work with agencies, kind of see the insides, the inner workings. And I actually left corporate because I was more of a builder, and corporate moves very, very slow. So my perspective in the B2B space is it moves so slow. So when I structured my agency, I took those things into consideration, and I actually have 2 beautiful little girls now that are ages about to turn 3 and one's 7 months. So my perspective now is really focused on creating something that I actually enjoy. And when I work with clients now, I take on this approach of like preeminence, where I really want to understand them and really help them at an intimate level versus just acquiring massive amounts of clients and so forth. So right now my agency is, I'm very much involved. I am trying to remove myself, but I do have a partner that came on board about 1.5 years ago, and she works hand in hand with me. She handles a lot of business development for me and so forth as well. And then from there, I have a project manager that I work with. And then I have we'll call it an online business manager, kind of keeps me in line as well. And then we do have somebody that handles a lot of we'll call it the media side of things for our clients, helping them get us assets and so forth that we would need. We do rely heavily on what we call bench partners. So if we're providing a training and a client asks for something else, we have some partners and resources and individuals that we can really tap into in order to leverage them to help fulfill.
What does that mean? Like bench partners?
But right now, I'm trying
partners?
to keep.
Like what? Can you go a little bit more in depth into that?
Yeah, great question. So we have some individuals that we'll work with. Let's just say, for example, we're providing a big training series to an organization, which is very common for us. I don't want to be on those trainings. Number one, it's not the best ROI for my time. I put the training together. I help with the strategy of it, etc. And I don't necessarily want to rely on my partner to deliver that as well. So we'll work with individuals that are really good at presenting, and we have relationships with them where they'll understand our philosophy, our approach to how we want to present the information, our views on LinkedIn and so forth. So they're essentially, we could call them contractors, but we have that relationship with them, that it's not just anybody that we're hiring and, saying, hey, outsource this work. They're kind of on the bench. When we're a little fatigued, we can tap them in. They can come in, fulfill the work, and we know it's going to be high quality and up to our standards.
And I noticed too, some of the KPIs that you're tracking are a little bit different as well, and especially not traditional, right? So can we talk a little bit about those? So you, like, one of them is 180-day sales qualified pipeline and COS, certainty of success. Walk me through that and why you track that and why that's important to you.
Yeah, so we'll start with the pipeline, right? So we have to remember in B2B, the sales cycle is extremely long and lengthy. So what I see oftentimes is, and the B2B companies that we're going after larger companies. So I know you have an amazing dental marketing agency, and technically that's B2B. But when we're coming in, there's a lot of decision makers in that process. So we have, we might have we'll call it the marketing manager, then there might be a marketing director, then a CMO, then there might be a VP of HR that wants in on this because there's, or a training director. So our sales cycles are really long and lengthy. So I realized a while back that if I tracked KPIs such as things like outbound calls or outreaches or things like that, or leads or things like that, it wasn't really giving me a good indicator of the health of the agency. And so we found on average our life cycle typically from point of engagement, because we're very heavily focused on relationships. That's how B2B really succeeds. And so we found 180 days is typically a good benchmark for us. So we really focus on this approach where the work that we do today, we're probably not going to see the fruits of that labor for 6 months. So we don't want to get caught up in the middle of, hey, we have some leads or things like that. We take this more approach of demand generation, which is we want to create the buzz, let individuals know that they have awareness, come to us, versus using KPIs that are focused on how many leads did we get. And we've just found that when we can take a longer approach, it's just more impactful for us. And that plays in nicely to what I call COS, which is certainty of success. And so this is a very big one for me. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but because I want to help my clients very intimately, one of the things I focus on is certainty of success. And to me, what that means is, how certain am I with this particular client that not only will we be successful for them in our eyes, but how successful do they think we'll be in their eyes? And sometimes they're night and day, because you have to sell them what they want, but give them what they need. And so we've just found that, like, I'll give you a great example. If we have a lead come in, and this happens all the time, and they'll say, yeah, we just want you to come in and train our business development team. We just want to fire off leads. We just want leads. We don't care about anything else. I'm sitting here saying that's a very low certainty of success rate, because they're wanting a very specific result, but there's so many variables tied to that. And our approach is, we want to come in and train companies to think long term, how to build relationships, how to build your personal brand, how to network.